Hi guys, it's Rhonda Tipton with Realty World Dow & Associates coming to you today for my Tuesday's tips. Last week we discussed where to start for a first-time home buyer. Today we're going to discuss what to do after you get that first step completed, which was get your pre-approval. So once you have your pre-approval and you know what your top dollar is that you are approved for, then you and I will have a talk and we'll discuss things like what area of town you like to be in. We'll talk about where your budget, where you like to see your where you like to stay around. You may not want to go to that top dollar, or that might be fine. So we'll discuss things like that. We'll talk about how many bedrooms and baths you would like to have, and what square footage, and how many. Do you want just a lot? Would you like an acre? We'll discuss things like that and what's important to you. And then once we do that, we'll search the MLS. I will search the MLS for listings that are in the area that you would like to be in, and I will send you everything that I find. And then you could go through them, you could drive by them, and once you see a home on the MLS that you would like to see in person, and then we will schedule them. We may schedule for a day, we may schedule for 3 days in a row. You may find a property that you want to make an offer on right away. That happened to me yesterday. I had a buyer and she had been searching online for a while she was getting her pre-approval, and we went into the first house and she said, "This is it," and we made an offer and it was accepted. So that might happen for you, and that might not be the way it happens for you. So once we find the house that you love and that you're wanting to put an offer in, then we'll write up the offer and we'll submit it to the listing agent, and then we start negotiations. And once the negotiation process is over and we have an accepted offer, the next thing that happens is that we would schedule inspections. Now let's talk about inspections for a minute. A home inspection, I always recommend my buyers to do a complete home inspection and a termite inspection. Most loans don't have to have inspections, but it's good to know what you're buying. Home inspections doesn't mean that the seller has to fix everything on the home inspection. You can bet the home inspector will find something, because there's no perfect house. But you do have the right to ask the seller if he would address something that you think is a major concern or that you don't want to deal with. You can ask the seller. He doesn't have to. This is part of a negotiation process that I would be involved in to negotiate any inspection items that you would like to have fixed or taken care of, or maybe money given to repair. That is something that we would do in the negotiation process after the inspections. So after we get that worked out, what happens next? So we have the complete home inspection, we've negotiated repairs. The next thing that we do is wait on the appraisal. The appraisal your lender orders, you pay for, by the way, but your lender will order the appraisal, and then once we have the appraisal, we will wait for a clear to close. But during all this process, I will be checking in with your lender and checking what process the loan is in, and how close are we to closing and that type of thing. I would keep very close contact with your lender and with the listing agent and with you, and we're just going to walk through this together. So after the appraisal, we wait for the clear to close. And then what happens at closing, you feel like you're going to sign your life away. You'll have a stack of papers to sign, and usually after you sign those papers, you will get the keys. Oh, I forgot. before we close, you will have a chance to do a final walkthrough to make sure no trees have fallen on the house. There hasn't been any vandalism or anything like that. So you'll get a chance to do the final walkthrough. I usually like to schedule my walkthroughs the day of closing. If we don't have time to do it the day of closing, we do it the day before. And once you sign off on that, the house is good, then we will go to the closing table and get those documents signed and get you your keys to your lovely home. And that is the process in a nutshell. If you are ready to purchase your first home, you can call me 606-356-3940. And again, my name is Rhonda Tipton with Realty World Dowell & Associates. You can also search for homes on my website, which is RhondaTiptonRealtor.com. That's RONDA Realtor.com. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next Tuesday.